Good morning.
Good morning.
I didn't adjust myself here. I didn't wear earrings today because I never, you can never see them. This is a big day. Hocus Pocus 2 comes out. But, you're going to Silver Dollar City tonight.
Yes, I am.
So do you have a plan of when you're going to watch it? So
Tomorrow.
I don't have a plan, but I've seen all over social media. I'm sure you've seen like those charcuterie, Hocus Pocus charcuterie boards.
I know, but if it's just me,
I know. Well, and I was thinking, I don't want to make all that, which is probably expensive to buy all those because a lot of people are doing like marshmallows and then chocolate covered pretzels and just all kinds of stuff. But I'm like, would we really eat it all? Because it would be expensive to like put it all together and then to try to eat it all would, probably wouldn't, theoretically it wouldn't work.
Probably not.
So anyways, I'm excited. I know it can't be as good as the first one because it's just, there's no comparison. But I do have I have a Hocus Pocus shirt on with the Sanderson sisters bed and breakfast. Children stay free. That's terrible. But I'm excited for it though. And I think it's like live on Disney like right now. Like
I
we
think
could
so, yeah.
go home and watch it right now. That's crazy.
Yep.
So anyways, I'm excited. And I feel like this is the kickoff of like, it's officially like spooky season.
Well, it's also like 40 degrees outside.
Oh my gosh, it's been gorgeous weather.
I walked outside and I was like, what weather.
Oh man, and it's flannel weather.
Look at us.
I know. Mine's thin. Yours is kind of thick.
Mine's a shacket.
Okay, a shacket,
But
yes.
I got a large in this because
I was like, it looks a little oversized.
I know.
But
so
that's
I got
a good
two
thing.
shackets from Pink Lily, and I got one in medium, one in large. I got this in large because I remember last year I had bought a thicker shirt from them, and I got a medium. And I bought a flannel from them. It wasn't a shacket, but it was a flannel, and it was too small right here.
Oh, I hate that. You want it to be big and
so
cozy.
I was like, maybe I should get the flannel shacket in a large to be safe. That was also a year ago. I've lost weight since then, and I didn't really.
Yeah. So your medium probably works out perfectly, but
Probably, yeah.
And then
So this is big, but like at the same time, I think it'd be cute with like a t-shirt and leggings and boots.
Yeah, absolutely. You could totally rock it.
Literally what I have on.
Of course. Yeah. It looks good. See,
It's comfy.
it is. It does look very comfy.
Although I might look like a hobo, but that's okay.
See, you need some cute little earrings and dress it up.
I know,
and then,
right?
There you go.
Curl my hair.
Yeah.
I just blue dry my hair.
Well, and tonight, Phil and I are going to go see Garth Brooks. Now, it looked a little nuts last night. My mom went. My mom works for Bass Pro, and so she went and took some friends with her. And, yeah, traffic was a little much. But Phil and I are going to leave early and get down there as soon as we can, and then we might scoot out before he ends.
Yeah, well, apparently his encore is amazing.
I mean, but I would rather skip the encore than to be stuck in traffic for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it depends on like how much of a Garth Brooks fan you were.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Garth Brooks fan, but not that much. Like I would rather get home at a decent hour, So anyways, I'm excited. Phil saw Garth Brooks in April without me because Lane was so little. And I couldn't go with him, and he got a free ticket from a friend. So this is our chance to see him together. But I'm glad we didn't go last night because we almost went last night with my mom. But I'm glad we didn't do that, and we're going to make it like a date night tonight. Aww. And in a couple weeks, we're going to go to Big Cedar, and we're going to take one of their little golf cart tours. Have you ever seen those?
I've heard about them.
And anyways, and they take you around like the whole property or whatever.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be good. Cute. And then we'll probably have dinner at, Big Cedar or something after that or whatever. So anyways, I've wanted to do that for a long time. And I kept like nudging him. I'm like, plan this for me. And he's like, okay, yeah, totally. But fall's always a busy time because of evangel football. Yeah. And he's got volleyball and soccer and all the evangel stuff going on. So it's finally going to work out this year. So I'm excited. I'll have to keep you posted and let you know. Hopefully we have good weather, We talked about taking the boys with us, but I was like,
no.
It's more of like a romantic, I feel like it is romantic. I don't know, people have taken their kids before.
All I'm saying is if I'm still single next fall, I'm going to sue someone.
You're going to sue someone?
I'm going to sue someone.
Because you're missing out on all the romantic things.
This is crack. Says the brown bird.
Well, you've got some exciting news that you're going to go to school starting in January.
Yes.
Was that public knowledge?
It's not really public knowledge. I just haven't said them to anyone from the preschool, but it's okay.
Moving on.
I know. I highly doubt they watch K-ROG because none of them live in Rogersville.
Okay, true.
But yeah, I'm going back to school next year.
See? So opportunity, I was going to say opportunity to meet someone new.
Yeah, that's what my dad, so before I ever decided to do this was like earlier this year, and my dad was like, well, what are you going to do, like school-wise and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And we started talking about dental assisting because that's what I'm going to go to school for. And my dad was like, I can already picture it. And I was like, picture what? Like, that's a weird thing to say. And he goes, you're going to be working in the dental office for a year or two. And he goes, oh, the reason why he was telling me this is because we were talking about age. Like, how much older would I want to date someone? And
because he's 7 years older than your mom.
Yes. And I was like, well, I'll be 25 this year, which I am now. And I was like, probably not more than like 7-ish years. And he's like, age is just a number. And he goes, you have this really cute UPS driver, keeps coming in, giving you guys packages. You guys start talking and flirting. And then he's like,
he has really painted a picture.
Right. And then he goes, and then he asks you out and you guys go out. And then he goes, he works out. He's like, he's buff, he's strong, he's nice. He tells you that he loves Jesus, all these things. And then he tells you, and I'm like, well, he goes, and he tells you he's 38. And I'm like,
no.
I'm like, okay. And he goes, do you care at that point? And I'm like,
I mean, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's 13 years for you.
13 years. Like, that's a big number. So anyway, but he was like, you'll meet someone at the dental office. And I'm like,
I mean, of course.
I'm going to work with probably all women.
Okay, but there's men in that field too. And dentists, Any
dental office I've ever gone to, the only man is the dentist.
I mean, I'm just saying, you never know. Love. And what if you meet a girl?
Love.
Okay, what if you meet a girl in school or whatever, like, that's going to school with you, and then she has like a brother or something. Like, hey, my brother's single, or you never know. Meeting new people always opens up that possibility.
Well,
to find love.
Cross your fingers.
But you have to open your heart, and you can't be picky. It's not picky. There's a difference between being picky and settling. But you also have to understand that, like don't settle, but you also have to understand people aren't perfect.
Well, yeah, I'm not perfect, but I still know what I want now.
I mean, of course.
And so I'm not going to settle for less than that.
Well,
I'm not going to, obviously no one's perfect and I would never expect that. But for me, it's all about just being consistent in who you are.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And
you're
lazy and unmotivated and you say, oh yeah, I do this, I do that, I do this, or I do that. And then your actions speak.
Yeah.
Something else completely.
Like Phil said, talk is cheap.
Exactly.
Talk is cheap.
Yeah, actions are what speak the loudest.
Well,
so
it'll happen.
We'll see.
It'll happen. Speaking of fall stuff, I went to the PTA meeting, and I'm getting excited for their little pumpkin picnic thing that they're having next Saturday.
After football.
I know, after football. So, you got that they're extending football.
Yes.
Which will be fun. I think that
they're going to be a fun morning.
And they're going to all play each other,
But I have Dan and Sophia's wedding that night at 4 or 5. So it's going to be just chaos.
I mean, the whole day, yeah. I feel like that's how fall usually is, though. It's always something else going on, So we were going to make our little spooky ghost last night because we saw this trend on Instagram.
I'm glad you let Parker play, though.
I know, well, because I knew they wouldn't get to see each other and stuff. But I had to tell him because he thinks that he can do both. And so he's like, oh, we'll just do the ghost whenever I get home. And I'm like, no, you have to pick one. Like, you're either going to go play and ride bikes, or we're going to do the ghost, but we can't do the ghost tonight. You have to do it tomorrow. Anyways, so we're going to do that tomorrow. But it's like a little tomato, I don't know what you call it, like a little tomato cage, like a tomato.
Where you grow tomatoes on outside.
Yes,
yeah.
But normally, so you have to tip it upside down because normally the stakes go in the ground. So you tip it upside down, and then we got a big foam ball that we're going to stick in the top of it, and then white string lights, and we're going to zip tie those down. And then you just put like a fitted sheet, a flat sheet.
You're going to make me want to do this.
Sheet.
Because I saw it and I was like, ooh,
and
that's
then
cute.
cut out eyes.
And
It's
then I was
adorable.
Like, and I was like, well, I'm not crafty. But then
you don't have to be crafty.
But then you
It's
told
like
me that
nothing.
you got all those things. And so I'm like, I could do that.
Now, I will, like I said, it's a little expensive. I was thinking, like, whenever I saw it on social media, I was like, oh, okay, that'll be nothing. That's like $3. And like, I probably have a fitted, or I probably have a white sheet. I don't have a white sheet.
I have multiple white sheets.
And then, I didn't have like the tomato thing. I didn't have the foam ball. I didn't have the string lights. And I'm like, okay, I had to buy all this stuff. And then by the time you buy it all,
Where
it's
did you
like
buy the foam ball and the tomato thing?
Amazon was the foam ball. I got everything. I got the foam ball and the string lights and the sheet all from Amazon because it was the cheapest because I checked around. The foam ball, I was so surprised I couldn't find one at a Hobby Lobby because I wanted a big size. Because I have a little foam ball, but like I didn't want his head to be like itty bitty. Mm-hmm. So it was like an 8-inch maybe foam ball that I got, but that alone was like $15, and it wasn't free shipping. I had to pay for the shipping even though I'm a Prime member. So, and then I got the tomato cage at Menards, and I don't know. Phil bought it, so I don't know how much he paid. So. Anyways, so we're going to do that. I'm so excited. And then I've got more Halloween like decoration things okay, so the little bats that go on the wall, the little sticky things, I went a little overboard because that little package for $5 a ton. I could have used half of them and then used the rest of them next year. But I was like, oh, I've got all these bats. So girl, I got bats all over my house.
Did you use all of them?
All of them. So I've got bats in the living room. So I've got like a gallery wall, and so it's like bats, and it looks like they're flying out of like the light switch or something. And so it's like they all go back, back behind the pictures and stuff. And then in my dining room, it looks like they're flying out of the trash can. And so they're flying up on my wall. And then the entry, I've got a big clock on my, whenever you walk in the front door, and they're behind, flying.
Oh my gosh.
Literally, like I went. Have
you seen the Instagram reel where it's like, I love Halloween. It's freaking bats.
Yes.
It's freaking bats.
I love freaking bats.
It's just freaking bats.
Yes. I'm obsessed.
It's getting hot now.
See, look at that. That's why I can't do things like this.
Sweater weather.
Oh, that's what your shirt, does it say hello sweater weather?
Yeah.
That's funny. Did you just make that for yourself?
I made this last year.
Oh, okay. Look at that.
Sweater weather.
Sweater weather. I can't do sweaters though because I get so hot. So that's why this is like thin. It's like a, like a t-shirt. Almost like a t-shirt material.
It is sweater weather.
I know, but then look at you. Now you're burning up. See, I can't do that.
My legs are kind of cold though.
Well, you have to take that off and put them on your legs, I guess.
But it's so cute.
It is cute, but I can't in the name of hotness. So I made some really delicious lasagna soup.
Or the viral one?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen that.
It's like all over everything.
Oh, no. I saw on somebody had like just sent a screenshot. They posted a screenshot of like a pot of lasagna soup. So I went to Pinterest and looked it up. So of course I went a little crazy and just like kind of did my own thing. Now the night I made it, delicious. But I think I put too many noodles in it. And because I wasn't measuring anything, I was just like, oh, a little of that, little of this. I'm like, well, then my noodles, so I made it really late one night because I've heard from friends that it's really good left over. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make it late. And I mean like 7:30 at night. I made like a giant pot of like, so I put it in the refrigerator. I get it out the next day. But all my noodles had soaked up all the juice. So it was literally like a pasta bake kind of thing. So, but it's okay. I put them in, I'm going to freeze them. Well, I already did. I put them in bags and then I put them in my deep freeze and then I bought more beef stock, and so on Sunday mornings, before we go to church, I'm just going to put the bag in the crock pot, not the bag, but I'm going to empty it into the crock pot with maybe a whole thing of beef broth. And then that way it'll be more soupy whenever we get home. So I'm going to do the same with potato soup. I'm going to make a big thing of potato soup because that's what I did last year. I was going to say I carved. You
made a lot of potato soup.
I did. It was like 10 pounds of potato soup. But I froze it all. I froze it all. And then that way I could just, we could have it throughout the winter. And then there was something else, chili. I was going to make a thing of chili.
I made white chicken chili yesterday.
Oh, do you have leftovers? I mean, I'm just saying, I think the leftovers are good.
Yeah.
And then you can have those for lunch and dinner. Now, do your boys eat it?
Yes, usually. Andrew didn't even want to eat dinner last night. Alex ate a whole bowl. Aiden had some, but then we were going to football and he just wasn't interested. But usually they eat it.
Okay.
I did put it in the crock pot this time, which normally I just cook it on the stove. But I put it in the crock pot in the morning. But I guess
look at you before you even went to work.
I made a pot roast earlier this week and put it in before work.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, this is not like you. I feel like,
but it's sweater weather, so I got
it's like activating. It's activating. What did it? I saw something like, "Hold on, I'm turning into fall mode" or something like that. I saw Phil sent it to me. I have to look it up, but he's like, "Hold on a second, I'm shifting into soup mode." It was from Seinfeld. Whenever they're in the soup line for the soup Nazi, and he was like, "Hold on, I'm shifting into soup mode." That's like, that's totally me.
Yep,
I'm getting ready with all. But I hadn't made lasagna soup before. That was the first time, and it was delicious. Ooh. So I didn't go by the recipe, honestly. Like, I just kind of added. I made my hamburger. We don't care for onions in my house, so I left out the onions. I mean, I can do like
one thing my chili was missing because I thought I had a yellow onion.
I feel like onions are so overpowering that I can't. No. If I have onions in anything, the onion is the only thing I taste. I don't taste anything else, so I couldn't do it.
I'll saute onions and put it on my steak.
No. Oh, it's so good. Now, see, I would do the saute of the onions and then take the onions out and then have like the juices left over from the onions. Like, I would like that, but I wouldn't like to bite into an onion.
Oh, it's good.
No, thank you.
You put some Worcestershire?
Oh, yeah, Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
I don't know. I would close
Worcestershire. Worcester sauce. Oh, God.
Okay, so what's in your white chicken chili?
So it's chicken, obviously.
Mm-hmm. So you put that in the crock pot?
Yes, but then when I got home, it was like overflowing. Not like, wasn't spilling out, but it was very top. So then I just dumped it into the actual pot on the stove just to like, it was ready within 15 minutes after that. It was just, I let it boil a little bit just to get a little thicker. But there's chicken broth, 2 packets of white chili chicken mix, like the little seasoning packets, Rotel, corn, navy or white beans, cream of chicken soup, chicken broth. That's the main.
Didn't you say last year you put like the tortilla chips, like the strips? No?
I put it on top after it's done. And then this time, I added, like a bag of like mixed veggies, like the corn, carrots, green beans.
Okay.
I added like a bag and a half of that.
Okay.
To add in. So I didn't do as many like frozen or canned corn. I did that instead. Okay. To get some veggies in it. And I couldn't even tell like there was no difference in the taste.
Like the taste, yeah, okay.
So, but it's good. And
then, man.
This time I also, because in the crock pot, I was like, this is super soupy. It's supposed to be thicker. So then I put also a block of cream cheese.
Okay. So it thickened it up.
And I was hoping it was going to thicken up, and it was still kind of seemed too thin. So then I dumped it into the pot on the stove, and that did the trick.
Okay.
So I think I just needed a bigger crock pot.
Yeah.
But that did the trick. And then when I put it in my bowl, I put a little bit of sour cream and cheese and tortilla chips. And
look at that.
It is so good.
Oh, man. That sounds delicious.
It is.
I don't ever hardly cook with like heavy, I don't know if it's heavy whipping cream. Maybe, I don't know what it is. Heavy cream. But so my lasagna soup called for it. I forgot to use it though. I bought it and then I was like making my recipe, but I was making my soup, but I wasn't going by the recipe, But it would have made it worse though because I put too many noodles in there.
Yeah.
That was my problem. I was trying to make double a batch, but then my noodles, once they got big, they soaked up everything. And that was my problem.
I need to send you the viral one going around because it looks really easy.
I need to try it again. Yeah. So I'm hoping with my one that's frozen, the parts that I froze, I'm hoping that if I just add some chicken or some beef broth, if I just add the broth into the crock pot, maybe it'll, be it a little bit more soupy or something. So anyways, Parker did take a few bites of it, but he's like, how many bites do I have to take? Like 3? I'm like, come on, dude. It was good. It was good stuff. And I think I put too much oregano because again, I wasn't going by the recipe. I got too big for my britches and I was like, recipe schmecipe. I don't need that. Like, I'm just going to do this. And then I'm like, well, I really should have followed the recipe that time. So sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
It happens. That's just life.
But so, side note, speaking of Parker, he's so funny. So, Lane has been sick, and which I took him to
I don't know who keeps calling me.
Well, mute your
It
phone.
says Missouri Department. This is the second time they're calling me.
I don't know. Do you need to step out and take a phone call?
I really hope it's not.
I mean, if you need to take
Health insurance stuff.
I mean, it may be. What are you going to do?
I don't know. What should I do?
No, you better make a decision.
What should I do? Cassie, what should I do?
We can wrap up the show. We don't have anything. I don't have anything to say. Go ahead and answer it.
Just hold on. Hello?
Maybe I can go ahead and tell my story.
Yes, this is she.
Watch, it's probably a telemarketer. Is it a telemarketer?
Oh. Good, how are you?
Oh. Say, can you call you back? Now she's caught. Well, we wrap it up, she said. Wrap it up. Okay. Well, yes. Mark your calendars for next Saturday, October 8th, because they're doing the pumpkin picnic in the park here in Rogersville. And enjoy watching Hocus Pocus too. And we'll see you next week. Enjoy this beautiful fall weather. And if you're going to Garth Brooks tonight, if you see me around, say hi. Bye.